Hello, everybody. Enjoy my acoustic music with me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is Lilian, your girl. Welcome to the show. I am so excited to be here today, and I hope that you are excited too. So let's dive right into the show. I'm just going to let people know that I'm live for 1 minute so that we can get going. I don't want to be alone here. Thank you so much for joining. Somebody had just joined. Invite people. We have an interesting topic to talk about today by the grace of God Almighty. We have to give Him the glory. We have to give Him the honor. He is the one that has given us the opportunity to be here, and I don't take that for granted. I mean every word of it. So thank you so much for joining. I'm trying to share um, the broadcast, so bear with me a little bit as we go into share, so that other people can join us. Yes, so that other people can join us. So I'm just going to share. Please tell other people to join. Tell them to join, and we have an interesting topic today, which is very interesting, and I don't want to be here talking about it alone by the grace of God. So please join. All right. I hope you enjoyed my music. Okay, let's go right into the show. My name is Lilian. If this is your first time of coming across my show, if this is your first time of joining, I appreciate you. God bless you so much, because you know what? This is the day the Lord has made, and He wants us to be glad and rejoice in it and be excited about it and be grateful about it. So if this is your first time, I want to say a big thank you to you. Don't forget that God loves you and I love you too, but God loves you more. So today, what's our topic? There's something that is trending, and I just feel like it's something that we should talk about. Hear my views and I hear your view. So don't hesitate to write, and if you want to join the show, please let me know and I will gladly bring you on. I am trying to get the show, just trying to copy it so that I can send to people to join. So bear with me for 1 minute. Sometimes these things are not very easy. Technology, you know now. So, but we thank God for the opportunity. So I'm just trying to share the show. All right. So I have an interesting topic today that I want to talk about. Some of you must have seen it, where I ask the question, what is wrong with the modern day marriage and divorce? There's so many divorcing in the modern day Christendom marriages. And there's just one that happened now recently, and everybody is going wild and crazy about it. Why did it happen? Why didn't it happen? So today, um, you know, um, in our own way, we don't know it all. Before I start, I want to say, let me tell you, I am a work in progress myself. I don't know it all. I don't even know it, because when you claim you don't know it all, it looks like you know it somehow. We all are learning. We all are learning curves, and all we need to do is just to allow our maker to use us. So I'm going to share this, so bear with me, please. I'm still trying to share to people so that they can join, because this is a very interesting topic and I need people's opinion. I need your thoughts. We are just sharing our thoughts. We're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Trust me. We're just sharing our thoughts. We don't know it all at all. If we do, we won't be here. So let me just share it here so that people can see it. Okay, I'll put a topic on top of it. Why the divorce in Christendom? Why is it getting rampant? It's on the increase every day. Why? What is the reason? What is happening? What is not happening? That's what we want to talk about here today. And I'm going to share my view with you guys. And you are entitled to your own too. You can share with us, as long as we respect the people that are involved. It's very important. When we respect them and we share our views, then everybody's learning. It's a learn. We all are learning. The day you stop learning, you start to die. So I know some people say they know it all, they don't want to learn from anybody. That's okay. You are entitled to how you feel. You are entitled to your own opinion. Nobody is going to bother you about it. So today's topic is, why the many divorce in Christendom? Why the many divorce in Christendom? I know some people say, are you a marriage counselor? Well, I don't need to be a marriage counselor to know what is right or wrong. And you don't need to be a marriage counselor to know what is right or wrong. The important thing is, how do we handle situations? And why is it happening? Why is it so rampant in our community now? I'm not saying it's not there in other places around the world that Christians are not divorcing. Yes, they are divorcing, but this is not something that was common among Africans prior to now. If we all agree, raise your hands. If you agree with me, so this is not something that is very common in our community to see people who are notable Christians, in the society, in the community where we come from, having a divorce. It's not something that is very common. So when it happens, why? Everybody goes crazy. Like, oh my God, why did it happen? What has he done to the wife? What has he not done to the wife? What has she done to the husband? Before we start judging, cool your temperature, let's talk about it. It's not just them. There's so many cases of divorce around our community these days. So many. I can't even begin to count. Trust me. So many that when you look at it, then you begin to ask yourself, how do we reconcile one being a child of God and these kind of things are happening? Why should it happen? Number one, in the first place to start with, these people who are in these marriages are humans. They are not superhuman. They go bathroom like me and you. Then they do number one and number two. Now blood, they run their vein. So it's not that there's something extra that is running through their vein. No, they're humans. They're just like you and I. So are problems bound to happen? Yes, they're bound to happen. Should they know how to handle it more than you and I? Yes, some people will say that, yes, because of what they study. But let me tell you something. They're humans. And anybody who is human, we all are bound to make one mistake or the other as time goes on. I'm just trying to invite people, if you don't mind, just give me one more second. I promise you, I'm going to delve straight right into this topic. Why the divorces? Or is there an English like that? Okay, I beg, English, not my papa language. Oh. In fact, I come from one village. We have our language, and Pidgin English now the second one when we understand. So if I don't speak it anyhow that you like, if you are an English teacher, forgive me and forget it, please. So the important thing here is you are understanding what I'm saying. I think that's what is important right now. Okay, so why the divorces in Christendom, home and abroad, but especially in Africa where we come from, where it is not a common thing to see a very big pastor, and the wife, because it's trending now that one of our very beloved, lovely pastors, as a child, I actually grew up in that church too, So as a young girl, I grew up in that church. That's the church I grew up with as a child before I now went to Deeper Life and all the other ones coming on board. So I grew up there, and I know that these are people who preach the word of God. I don't know anybody's heart. My mom will always say, you only know your heart. You don't know the heart of the next person. So I'm not going to say, but the thing is, you preach the word, people listen to you, people get the word of God, people get saved. So now what happened? Everybody is saying this and that. A lot of people are giving their stories and all that. Hey, cool down. It's not just him. But what I want to bring out here today is that I am happy that it is happening like that for them, that nobody is dying. Because believe you me, some of the people who are not able to go divorcing have ended up killing their spouses. Hey, Lilian, who made you judge? I'm not judging, I'm just telling you. From, things, precedents or things that happened, when their wives die, you go and marry 3 months after, and you're telling me God said you should marry because you can't stay alone. Mbano. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying that, as human beings, there are some feelings that you have. Even people who are not Christians, they stay for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, trying to kind of internalize what has happened, and also the memories you have created between the both of you, trying to see if this is really real. But in the Christendom that we are today is different. So when this story came up about the notable pastor, let me go straight into it, in Delta State. If you guys are from Nigeria, there's a place they call Warri in Delta State. That's where the church is. So when this thing happened a couple of weeks ago, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, why did it happen?" From what I heard, from what I gathered, it has long happened, but you and I didn't know. It has long happened, and they were separated a little bit, and you and I didn't know. They were trying to okay, what would people say? And that what will people say is what is killing a lot of people in Christendom today. And I'm going to tell us why these things are happening and why people are having a lot of issues, not just even in the Christian marriages now, but even in the secular marriage, why people are having these problems, especially in our community in Africa. Yeah, there's divorces in other countries in the Western world. Yes, there is. And I'll tell you the difference and how they do theirs and why it happens, or maybe not why it happens, but when it happens, what they do, and they understand it clearly. They understand it clearly. So now, let's go back to the story that is trending about our Papa Ayo and the wife, First Lady Helen, that just divorced. A lot of people are carrying stories here. She's been in a relationship for 10 years before. She's been in this, she's been in that. Are you in their house? This marriage business we are seeing is between two people, though. It's only the man that knows what he is suffering inside the house or enjoying. And it's only the woman that knows what she is suffering or enjoying inside the house. Even sometimes the kids don't know. Yes, they don't know. Whether it's a man that is at fault or it's a woman that is at fault, is between the two of them. They know. So when they've been married since these 25 years or 30 years, because I'm beginning to put one and one together and see when First Lady, the one that died, First Lady Stella, when she died, I was still in Nigeria, and we're still young adults, and I don't mean say I talk I be old adult. Well, I'm older, but holding and shining. All right. So I still remember then when she passed, and I still remembered, him getting married to this new one, and the lovey-dovey, everything was going on well. But the truth of the matter is, you and I that is judging them now and castigating them and saying all manner of things. You are not there in the house. You don't know what two of them are going through. So the reason why there are many divorces in our Christendom today is because the leaders are not taking time to talk about the nitty-gritty of what can happen in a relationship and what cannot happen in a relationship. They are not teaching that anymore. There's Lilian who said they're not they talk about marriage. It's just there on the surface. Marriage counseling, marriage seminars for husband and wife. Say it the way it is. I went to one, this was was it 2016, before the passing of our very beloved Miles Monroe. He had one in New Jersey, and we went to, that is marriage counseling in action. That is marriage counseling. Go and watch his talks on marriages. It makes it real. So now, from when I was making my research and praying and thinking, I'm like, what am I going to talk about this topic? I find out, I was listening to another great man of God, and I find out that most of our people are not really in love. Love is not an emotion. Oh, I'm falling in love with this guy. Or he's a man of God. The wife just passed, because a lot of the sisters are waiting for the slightest opportunity to happen in any marriage for them to enter. Especially when they like the man from a distance. They are not in love. They just say, I'm falling in love with this guy. The wife has passed, or he has divorced the wife, so let me shook my head in. And what happened? Most of the time, they have crisis. Please let me just share the video. This is an interesting topic. It shouldn't be when I finish before people will start watching it. It's an interesting topic we should be part of. We should discuss so that people can share their opinion. So that they can share their opinion. And I'm still going to have, some people talk about it, and I'll share the video with you guys. Very important. Very, very important. You know? So the thing is, how many people truly are going into that marriage with a good motive or intention? I am not here judging them. Let me see who is here. Thank you so much for joining. Favor Jabo, good morning and afternoon, my sister. Thank you so much. I think I sent you a message this morning. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You know, I've been off air for some time, but I'm back now. By the grace of God, we'll be talking about a lot of topics. I'm going to bring a lot of guests eventually. I'm working on all of them to bring them to come and discuss. Because the truth is, we have to say it the way it is. And if we're real with ourselves, life will be sweet. All these things happening will not be happening. Most of these fake things happening, thank you so much. Thank you. All these things happening will not be happening. You know? And most of these fake lives will be avoided. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, what is the intention when people go into marriage? What is their intention? What is their motive? I'm always asking that, you know, because I've seen a lot of people, they just are, the guy is working, he can pay my bills, he can take care of, when I have children, I can take care of them now, pay their school fees. But in your heart, do you love him? And that is why I'm saying, I was listening, you know, as I was preparing for this message. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to be driving, but I'll be listening. I appreciate that. Thank you. As I was preparing this, I'll just praying to God, give me something. And I bumped into a man of God who was saying what I needed to share. Love is not an emotion. So you see, that man is a great man of God. I want to go and be first lady. It's a lot of work. Marriage is a lot of work. You have to put in the work if you want it to be successful. Trust me. If you don't put in the work, you want to run away in no distant time. That's why I see some people, they just say, you know what, man, we just continue to believe in love. I beg, no do marriage. Because the moment you say, I do, I want to be your wife in health and in sickness, for better, for worse, oh, blah, 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 is a different ball game. The person you are following will begin to exhibit the real person. And you too will begin to exhibit your real self. Other when you come before, you want to go to the bathroom, you say, I'm going to the bathroom, my love. Let me just go. You just go like that. No problem. Now, when you are married, you just walk in. And when the woman talks, you say, sure, you don't want me to do what I got to do. Even the same thing with the man, the woman. So what I learned is that a lot of people in our community, their love is an emotional love. I like him now. I am in love with him. I just fall in love with him. You are not supposed to fall in love. You are supposed to learn how to love someone. You learn how to love the person. I was watching something the other day, and this woman who is 70 years old just got a boyfriend. And they were talking, and they now asked her, how do you guys enjoy Jiggy Wonder? And the younger boy close by there said, it will be very slow. The woman said, what? He said, you people are old now, so it will be slow before you do this. So the woman said, no, the young people are getting it wrong. For you to enjoy Jiggy Wonder, you're supposed to do a lot of process. It's not just running to Jerusalem and running out. No. So now, the reason why most Christendom marriages are failing is that most of the people going into it are going into it with the wrong motive. They're going into it with wrong intention. Not just only Christendom, generally in Africa. If you watch this video, he said, Lilian, where did they talk? Why are you telling no? I'm telling you, it's the truth. They are not learning to love the person. There are some people who marry some girls because their father has 2 houses. Some marry some men because, you know what? He can give me money. He can. But do you love him enough when there is crisis? Can you tolerate his excesses and not go and have high blood pressure? And you, the man, by the time the woman starts having babies, she does not have enough time to take care of herself. Are you going to tolerate it? Are you going to tolerate it? I'm still trying to share to people, you know, the video. How are you going to behave to her? Are you going to say, oh my God, she's not taking care of herself anymore? And off it all. Then you start looking for somebody outside who doesn't have any chores to do. All the person does is every weekend go do the nails and everything. They don't cook, they just do microwave and eat. So it's a process. It's a big process. So you have to be ready to love. You have to be ready to learn to love that person, not attaching emotions. So let's go back to this family who just had a breakup. People who are talking, some of them were giving, oh, the woman wrote that he wants to kill her and blah, blah, blah. Were you there? Did she tell you in your ear? Because for me, I don't just judge what I read. I want to see, give them the benefit of the doubt. It's possible it wasn't working out. They know what the problem is. And the woman wasn't having peace. But I know some of you are going to say, but as Christians, you are not supposed to divorce. Yes, it's true. I can even give you quotation from the Bible where they say we should not do that divorce. Matthew 19:8-9 says, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives because your hearts were hard. It's not that they wanted you to do it. And how can we know that the hearts are hard? The hearts are hard when we are not able to make adjustment to each other. When you marry, you are two new people. Forget about whether you have been dating before. Because when you are dating, you pretend. You don't even fart too much in your boyfriend's presence. Or, fart, or you both fart. When you say fart, you both means mess. You don't even do that when you are boyfriend and girlfriend in his presence. I remember the first day, Lilian, you don't come back. Oh. I remember the first day I ever farted in a boyfriend's presence. I almost, if I be like, say, made the ground open my enter. But when you are married, it's a different thing. You can use it to begin to play ball in the house. I know some of you be saying, no, I'm not married if I mess with my husband present. So then you are fake in a way. Or maybe just your lifestyle. I'm not judging you, please. I'm not judging you. But let's go back to what is on ground. The reason why people are divorcing as pastors is very rampant now among the leaders. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I don't know if I shared it. I think I've shared this one time. A man of God was sharing that the woman he was supposed to marry then, when he told her about his mission or what he vision of becoming a pastor, the woman said, I'm not going to fit to. And he didn't marry her. You know why? What I like about that? He did not pretend. A lot of us pretend. You want to marry, tell the man what you do, what you like. The man too, tell your spouse, your wife to be what you like. So both of you can be on the same platform. So he left her and went to marry somebody else because he wanted peace of mind and somebody who will share in his vision. But when you go and marry somebody who is not going to share in your vision, down the line, there's going to be a problem. You cannot continue to fake it to make it. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So the truth of the matter is that I'm going to tell you guys what I have here. Real love, you have to make up your mind to go on that journey of a real love. Because you have to be tolerant, you have to be patient, you have to suck a lot in. On the ground that the man is on the same page with you or the woman is on the same page with you, you can work it out. It's only when you are not on the same page. So that is why it is very, very important for people before you get married to understand where you are going to, understand the direction. And that's why I see a lot of our young people these days, because they don't understand the business of marriage that they have gone into. All they do is fight, fight, fight. This woman, you are doing this, then they start fighting. Or you go and get money. You don't have the money, enough money. I'm going to leave you. I cannot bear it anymore. This, and that. Because you know why? The motive and the intention was wrong. You just fall in love. When you fall in love, you fall out of love. When you learn to love, you learn to stay. So please, we can't judge people. They know what was pinching the two of them. Respectfully, I'm not going to come sit down here and going to say, oh, why did he divorce? He's a man of God. He's wrong. Something is this. No. It's good that they went their separate ways in peace, not in pieces. That you did not try to kill your wife that you don't love anymore and go and marry another person and say, oh, yakaba, yakaba. The Lord told me to remarry very quickly. You go and remarry somebody who you have been eyeing before. Mbano. The same thing with the woman. Don't kill your husband. And now the boy that is by the corner you want to follow, now you go and marry the person. Don't do that. Walk away. You did not create that life. So I'm glad that they did. I'm going to read you guys some extracts of what I saw, and I was just cracking up because I began to ask myself, do people really think? Is it because social media has given us so much opportunity that what we are doing now, we can just come up and just talk, and just talk and keep talking because we have the presence of social media. Social media is good though, but do we just come and just talk anyhow and no respect anymore? Do we just come and we keep talking? I'm trying to dig one out so that I can tell you some very funny things that people have written. And it will blow your mind. You begin to wonder, why do people just say things so stupid? Well, let me not use that word. But why do people just come out and say some things without thinking? Why? I'm going to read you guys some of the comments. A lot of comments that I see people make, and I just wonder, and I'm like, okay, how did this concern you people now? I take concern on her. If you can't judge rightly, why say that? Why? We should learn to make the world a better place. We should learn to make the world a better place. Somebody says something that blah, 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 the name of the pastor is a dash for women. This woman used to turn eyes back, then at the Word of Life, blah, blah, blah. Then I worshiped there. She had a very kindly disposition as well. Okay, no, that was the ex-wife the person was talking about. I'm just reading some of the comments that people make. Coming to think about it, let me not read that. That's, they're attacking the person who wrote that. I just want to read some things they said about the pastor, which is like, I don't know. Some people talked about the ex-wife. There was a problem. Yes, you know why? Most of these people, when you stay like that and you don't get off, what happens? You go into depression. Because a lot of them are like saying, oh, maybe that happened to the late wife. That was why she got depressed and she died. If you don't leave, you're going to go into depression. If you're not happy, if you convince yourself you're not happy, go for counseling first. Go to marriage counseling. I say this and they'll say, Lilian, pastors are not marriage counselors if they don't have the certification for marriage counselor. Sorry, respectfully. They're not. There are people who have been trained as marriage counselors. So if that pastor is trained as a marriage counselor and you're having issues with your marriage, go to them first. Address it. If you are not satisfied and you still see that you're unhappy, don't kill yourselves. Let me drink some water. I tell you now, when this kind of matter come, my throat is dry. So the truth of the matter is that you go for counseling. But when you go down to the back to see what causes all these problems, is because a lot of people, as they're going into marriage, they don't ask questions. They don't clarify a lot of things. A lot of things are hidden and secretive because they want to get into that business of marriage with that person at that time. They just want to marry. When they marry, then we begin to work it out. Some people say the man will change. He's not going to change. The woman will change. She's not going to change. The woman has told you, or maybe you have seen that she doesn't know how to cook. As you're going into that marriage, suck it in to eat whatever she's going to cook. Because you're not going to leave her and begin to go and eat outside in Selina's house and now come back home and say, my wife doesn't know how to cook. You knew that before you married her. You knew how she dresses. You knew what she likes. So if you don't know, ask yourselves, especially for those people who are not married, or maybe you're separated, you're trying to go into another one, open your eyes. Ask questions. Because a lot of people are they suffering in depression? Because it's not an easy journey. That is why I said that there is a difference between falling in love and learning to love somebody. Hashtag. There is a difference between falling in love and learning to love somebody. There is a difference. I'm writing it. I'm going to hashtag myself. There's a difference between falling in love and learning to love. This one a long one. There is a difference between falling in love and learning to love. Yes, there is. Because some people just stay there. They know that they are falling out of love. But what will people say? What will my friends say? What will the pastor say? If you cannot rectify it with your spouse, think about it. I am not here to tell you to leave. It is not in my own, business to tell you to leave. And when you see people leave, don't judge them. Don't judge them because you don't know what they're suffering inside that house. Well, this is not a very long topic. I'm going to sit down and be talking for a long time because, like I said, I'm still going to seek other people's opinion. I'm going to ask other people. I'm going to ask them and say, what do you think about it? And when they tell me, I will bring the video here and post it for you guys to see. Because I know a lot of people have their own opinions. Some are going to say, oh, they don't know Christ. Oh, they know Christ. Some are going to say, oh, maybe they don't know Jesus. Or maybe, they are not committed. Or they don't do this, they don't do that. There are so many reasons why a lot of Christian marriages are failing. There's so many hypocrisy behind that closed door that we don't see. So when it happens, let us not judge them. Let's pray for them. Let's wish them luck. I pray for them. That Papa Ayo, God will settle him. He's getting older. He's an older man. God will make him have good life and good companionship as he gets older and enjoy himself. The woman too. God will help. They have children. They share. So there's still relationship. Even if they don't have children, indirectly they still have relationship. They have slept with one another. There's a blood covenant. So they will still pray for each other. It's only Nigerian divorce. I think that's a different topic. That you see people divorce their enemies. They're not going to be enemies. They shouldn't be enemies. It just didn't work out. And some of you are saying, oh, they've been separated for 10 years. They've been separated, maybe trying to see if it will work. And it didn't work. Then it's good to just kiss it goodbye so that each person can find peace where they want to go find it. And if peradventure they fall into another fakey person hand, they fall into fakey hand, it's okay. Let them be it. But what I want to say in summary here is that please, our community, especially the young people who are not married, before you go get married, find out what is necessary. Don't just say, I've met Kunle. So now that I've met Kunle or Johnson, I'm going in. When are we planning the marriage? In 6 months. In fact, these days, they don't even wait 3 months. In Nigeria, they don't plan marriage. 6 months. I like, what are you guys thinking? People date here for a long time, build and plan together in the Western world, and they now plan their wedding. I'm not saying that there are no few cases where they marry like in 2 weeks, but they're ready. They convince themselves. They did not marry because the man has a job and 10 houses that you want to claim, so he will be helping you to buy all your wig. And they are not marrying the woman because the woman wants to help them to be buying all their rishi cars or the men's clothes and diamonds and whatever. No. So check your motive. Why do you want to marry that young man that you're dating now? You're dating the man now. All your mind don't they say, okay, we must get married in 2 months. What is your motive? Because you know what? The marriage business is a hard journey. It's hard and sweet. If you are not going to learn how to love that person, you're going to fall out in no distant time. Because you know why? Your years, 20-something years, you've been living alone. There's a way you do your things. There's a way maybe you're meticulous like me. I want my things this way. I want to be clean this way. I want it this way. Now you see somebody who might not be doing it your way. What are you going to do? So you have to learn to adjust to the person and say, this is how I want it. And if you're the type that wear fake hair all the time, the man doesn't like it, let him know. Say, this hair, like my own now, is borrowed. Though this, you know, now this one I wear not be my own. It's borrowed. I wear them sometimes. So that the day I will not wear this borrowed hair, you wake up, you will not run and say, who is this? It's me. Oh. You know, all these fingernails, the day I will pull it now, you say, where is your nails? I say, I'm looking for it. You should know yourselves. Our people don't know themselves because they are not preaching marriages anymore in churches. They are not. Marriage counseling, make it real, practical. Now, some of them say, I'll go and do counseling, I'll go and do seminar. Don't put big money. You don't have to put money in all these things that is so big. Make it convenient for people to come. Let them come and learn. A lot of homes in churches, let's face the fact, a lot of them are suffering in silence. Do marriage seminars for them. If they don't want to come out for counseling, God will touch them to hear it. Even the pastors themselves will hear it and go home and ask themselves, are we able to amend this problem? Because what they just talked about is us. Are we going to do it? Or we're going to look for an alternative? Tell yourselves the truth. That's all. I know some of you say, Lilian, you don't not your Yibo matter. The truth is that most of our people don't tell each other the truth. I'm in love with you now. I'm falling in love with you. Can't you see that I'm in love with you? You know you are not in love with him. You are in love with the money. Both you, the boy, the girl, you are in love with the money or the papa wealth. The papa wealth not be your wealth. The mama wealth not be your wealth. So it is good to have a right motive before you go into a relationship. What are your motives? And do you understand this person very well? I was listening to another man of God and he said, you know, some of the things I just mentioned now, he also reiterated that. Check the girl. Is this your fake nails on your leg? Is this your fake eyes that you have that is making like this, or they are yours? These hair, are they yours? Your buttocks, is it real or is fake? Your breast, is it real or is fake? Find out everything. Then you're not sitting down to say, yes, I like it. I like it the way you are. Share your vision. I'm not doing it now, but in future, I want to do this and this and that. The man will say, okay, I like it or I don't like it. The woman will say, I like it or I don't like it. But when you pretend and you hide, when the problem come, I beg, you go carry them for your shoulder. I like to go out. There are some people who like to go out. You know, as a Christian, yes, I'm a born again, but I still like to socialize. I like to go out to the museum. You know, I like to go to the beach. I like to go here. I like to go here. Talk about it. You know, you as a man too, tell the woman. The thing, you know what I mean now? You're not too big, but he can do action. Oh, Lilian, you don't come back. You know, that thing there is, you know, but I know what to do. Then the woman too. You both learn yourselves. So it makes it sweet. And when you get into the business, you begin to learn how to understand and reshaping yourself into those areas and begin to understand how to navigate and work on those areas you've talked about. We all have weaknesses. Well, nobody's perfect. We all have weaknesses. So you begin to work on them. But when you don't talk about it, you say, we've never quarreled since we started the cutting. I've been dating him for 3 years now. In fact, Kunle, Michael, we never quarrel. In fact, don't marry that person. You are lying. Because after marriage, it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell. So please, let us, because what is happening in our community now, sometimes it's just so sickening. I'm like, what is this? Then what are we leaving for the children? What are the kids copying? Now our children in our African community, you hear some of them say, what's even the need for marriage? You hear some of them say it. They say it. I see my dad and my mom, they quarrel every day. All I see is a quarrel, they fight, they throw tantrums, blah, blah, blah. Why should I go get married and be going through that? They don't want it. They don't want it. or they begin to think other direction. How can they, get their life in other ways? So, well, if you're watching me, I want to say thank you so much. What is enough? We have heard, we have learned, and we wish the great man of God, Papa Ayo, and the wife, First Lady Helen, we wish them good luck. Nobody should judge them. You don't know them. That is the truth. You don't know them. Oh, she's dating another man. You don't know why. And it's none of your cup of tea. It's none of my cup of tea either. It's their life. Pray for them. The important thing is they are happy, they are alive, and they have kids, they share together. And even not them, any other person who this is happening to in Christendom, let's not be judged over them. Let's not quick to judge them because you truly, truly don't know them. And you that wants to go into marriage, go into it with a good motives and good intention. Don't go into it because you say, all my friends, they're not married yet, so I beg. Anybody just come now, make her just enter. Make her enter now. You get there, there's going to be crisis. There will be problems. Then you begin to fight and you begin to quarrel. Then you now say, oh, now juju, not be juju. You are the one who have walked into that marriage with your clear eyes because you were desperate. Wait for your time. No matter the time, that will be another day's topic. It will come. Focus on building your life. Well, if you watch this video later, thank you so much. Don't forget to follow me. Please, if you haven't followed my page, follow, subscribe to us on YouTube, and let's grow this channel together and let's grow together. I am back. We're going to be having a lot of guests come on to talk about sensitive topics, and we'll be telling you what is going to be happening by God's grace. A lot of other shows that is coming up. And also, if you haven't watched some of the movies I produced that just got released recently, go watch it. Go watch it. Crossline is showing on YouTube right now. It's a good Christian movie. You don't want to miss it. It's a good story. The writer did a fantastic job by tearing it apart and telling us some of the things that are happening in churches that we don't want to talk about. But you know what? Lilian's going to talk about it. So there's a lot of things to learn from that movie. Crossline is showing right now on Royal Arts TV on YouTube. Go watch it. Thank you for your support all the time. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Have a wonderful time. All right. Bye now.